Welcome in, everybody, to TexAgs Rewind. I am David Nuno. I'm here with the Fishbowl gang, who I found out today I'm an intimidating person here. Zoe, that can't be true.
It's not true.
Thank you. Kate Agley says I'm, intimidating. I'm like a big bro. I hug people except for Jackson. All right, so on the show, we had, Jackson, get closer. You help the people. What do we have? What was your favorite part of the show? The mic's right here. Oh, God.
Oh, that's not me.
No, I have to blame you. I'm the host.
That's you. We got it on camera.
Oh, can you do? Yeah, that's true. Talk on the mic.
I liked Mark French. Dude, hand me the mic. Oh my gosh. This is the worst. This is going to be the worst rewind ever.
And why are you always in them? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say it would be Mark French. Mark French talking
Who
about.
was on the show? All right, I got it from here. Mark French was fantastic. Sam Mathews was fantastic. Dane Bradshaw, excellent. Olin Buchanan, looking like Uncle Rico. Nick Savage, he did pretty good today. Check out the rewind.
But I was having this conversation last night. I don't know who I'm rooting for because I see both storylines that I kind of like. I like Mahomes being doubted. Not that he's been completely doubted, but people thought the Chiefs were done after their Christmas Day game or whatever it was. They're like, oh, this is not. Even I thought, well, they're playing terrible heading into the playoffs. They're done. Here they are with a chance to win another Super Bowl. But how do you not love the Brock Purdy story?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be watching the Super Bowl with some friends of mine who went to Iowa State. So they're going to be rooting for the Niners and Brock Purdy. And I have no issue with Brock Purdy, but I detest the 49ers. I will never root for the 49ers. That'd be like the Hatfields rooting for the McCoys. It'll never happen. So I hope the Kansas City Chiefs not only win, but bury the Niners, which is going to, of course, cause a big division in my home because my wife, who doesn't care about either team except that she's a Raiders fan, so they're always going to root against the Chiefs. But I will be wearing my Buck Buchanan number 86 Kansas City Chiefs jersey to watch the game.
All right.
I should have worn it today. I didn't think about it.
You should have.
This team, as their overall talent level, their talent watermark is leaps and bounds better than anything Jim Schlossnagle has had here at Texas A&M. And I think you have to be above a certain talent watermark to win a national championship. This team is above that watermark without question. I thought the first year, that team that went to the Final Four, this is my opinion, and y'all may share it, they played above their head.
Absolutely.
They played above their talent level.
Which is what
last year, they played below their talent level. Would you agree?
100%.
So you just don't know going into the season. But to me, you have to meet the watermark to win a national championship in terms of talent and prospects on your team. And this year's team absolutely answers that question in the affirmative.
I agree. I think the first season is why we had so much more optimism last year because they did play so much above their head. And last year, they potentially could have, but the pitching was an issue.
That team that went to the Final Four, they got some big pitching at times, but it's mainly just because such a powerful hitting lineup.
It was an really efficient lineup. You're right. There was some thunder in the middle, but remember what they did was they just ran up pitch counts and they got on base and they were pests.
So my question to you is, though, how do you envision the lineup this year compared to that one, at least in the power department?
Look, our preseason predictions are going to come out about this time next week from the people that cover baseball here. I'm really bullish on this team's power potential. I think they can set a school record for home runs. And that's not even me going, I don't think that's even outside of the realm of like, whoa, like you predicted that. The record.
We talked about that last week in the lobby because I was like, I don't know, like 90, 100 home runs?
Well, let's just think about it. If you don't have to say all these guys play to their full potential and they have great seasons. If they just have good seasons, quality seasons, a good season for Jace Lavalette is how many homers?
More than 25?
25 to 30.
Okay.
He hit how many last year?
22? 21. Set the freshman record. It was funny because you had Kendall Rogers on here, and I don't I'm not taking a jab at Kendall here. I just think he was just talking, and he was talking about, we think Jace, we're going to have him as a first team All-American preseason and preseason All-SEC. We think he could hit 350 with another 20 homers. And I'm sitting there going, dude, it's a math equation. Like Michael Early said in my interview with him, like that's a math equation. If Jace Lavalette hits 350, Olin,
he's hitting 30 homers.
He'll hit 30 homers.
They do play Tennessee a couple times. They do have Alabama coming ahead. The SEC in general is a grind. We know that. They don't get Missouri anymore the rest of the way. So how important is this next little stretch that does include Alabama, does include Tennessee twice? Like it's a big one.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here. Yeah, you've got away Alabama, away Tennessee, away Ole Miss, which is becoming one of the tougher places to play right now. So yeah, all the more important reason to defend your home court, which I think they've got a really good opportunity to do here against Tennessee. And I would expect this one to be, coming down the last couple minutes. And I think probably in the 70s, probably a little bit better for them. But either way, I think you're going to see talent all over the court, energy, effort. Might be ugly. And if it's a 70-plus free throw game, I think that's in favor of Texas A&M. But I think Tennessee's probably going to avoid putting them on the stripe as much as Texas A&M is accustomed to.
How surprising is this South Carolina season? I mean, they're up top, they're playing great, and that's the place that you go play there. It's hard to win.
Man, yeah, it's. I'm trying to think back of when the last time a team was picked to finish that far, or that behind the pack towards the bottom of the SEC like South Carolina was. Because when I look back at Tennessee, for example, Grant Williams, Admiral Schofield, when they first came on the scene, they were picked to finish 13th, I believe, in the league. And I know that was a slight to them, but they weren't picked to finish 13th because nobody thought they were any good. It was just the league was so deep. You're like, all right, well, where do we put these guys? And so it was a surprise for them to finish at the top of the league that year. A little bit, but you weren't surprised that they were competitive. With South Carolina, I don't think anybody thought if they could finish top 10, you would have tipped your cap and said, man, what a job by Lamont Paris.
How do you get the coaches to take you serious? Yes, you got to be good, but there's a lot of guys in your same shoes trying to do the same thing that you did.
Right. It's a tough road. I mean, you're there, but you're not really given the opportunities that maybe some of the higher recruits that they've brought in are given. So it takes a lot of patience, a lot of hard work. I really found a home on special teams, and that's what everybody told me as a walk-on. You're going to have to, work on special teams. That's just how it is. So I really found a home on special teams, and I really enjoyed it. And for any walk-on that needs any advice, I'd tell them take it seriously. Walk-on or special teams is definitely the route to go. And who knows, maybe you'll get your start one day, just like I did.
So the COVID year ended up saving you, but it almost hurt you because COVID year allows you to have one more year of eligibility. Right. And your clock started early because of your first year at Harding. And they counted the year, if I'm remembering the tea leaves correctly, they counted the year that you did not play in 2020 against you because you had already started the clock.
Right.
So you weren't sure you could play last year at this point, right?
No, sir. Going into spring ball, I went to our eligibility advisor and asked him. My mom was bugging me. She wanted to know if I had 1 or 2 more years left. So I went up to talk to him, and he was like, "You're actually out of eligibility." And I was distraught. I was like, "This can't be. Like, there's no way. I've only played 2 seasons of college football." And so we had to go through this long process. Send in a waiver. All of spring ball goes by. It took a couple months for it to finally, go through the whole process and for them to come to a decision on it. But it got approved, God willing. And, everything kind of took off from there. Got 12th man and had a great year. So
I know Mark Robinson helped out with that, part of the former staff. That weight, like, you just stayed in shape, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, I didn't really have another choice. It was either, be complacent and stop grinding. And then if it does get approved, I'm, in a bad position physically and mentally, but I just had to continue showing up every single day like it was going to get approved. I didn't want to take anything away from my teammates or the coaching staff. So I just tried to be consistent and as professional as possible about the whole thing.
Hey, Kay, I'm sorry I forgot about you in the intro. Tell the people what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe, and drop an adjective. Subscribe.
Would you fight me? That's the question. Because apparently I'm intimidating. And I got big calves. Kay said earlier, fat lower bodies, skinny upper bodies, what she said. You did basically say that. All right? And now I'm going to go, eat nothing for a month. Bye.